Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to achieve your health or fitness goal while living with an unsupportive spouse or partner. Now, some of these tips can be applied to family members and friends as well, but I'm going to specifically zone in on the partner aspect just because of the fact that I posted a post last week asking you guys what your biggest challenges were when it came to successfully achieving your health or fitness goal, and unsupportive spouses or partners was one of the comments, and it comes up in more often than not with my clients' challenges as they're trying to achieve their goal. So I know it can be extremely hard to curb your frustration when it comes to living with somebody that is constantly trying to get you to not stick to your plan or achieve your goals, someone that's nagging you about that, oh, you have to eat healthy, or you have to eat organic, or of course you're eating broccoli again, or of course you're weighing out your food. You know, it can feel really defeating, almost like you're doing something wrong and making you feel guilty. And you could be just living with somebody that doesn't need to lose weight, has a fast metabolism, or they do need to lose weight and they just don't care. They just don't have the willpower or want to take the initiative to do that. And so I want to talk to you about the steps that you can take to try and make this as smooth and efficient of a process as possible for you. So how can you move forward with your health and fitness goal without letting it affect your relationship that you have with your partner? And the first thing that I would say, guys, is you need to communicate your goals. And I know some of you may feel almost insulted by me saying that, because it's like, hello, obviously communication is important. But even though you may be frustrated that your spouse doesn't get it, that they don't get your diet and why that you're doing this, they ultimately probably feel threatened by your ability to be able to take the initiative to make this change, whether they need to make the same change or not. A lot of times people feel insecure, jealous, and threatened by the fact that you're able to get the plan together that you need to and take the action steps that you need to in order to achieve your goal. So first of all, they'll feel threatened. Well, why do they feel threatened? A lot of times people are truly upset with themselves because you're doing something that they wish that they could do, but they haven't done yet. Second of all, they may feel insecure because they're thinking about, when you achieve this confidence, this happiness, this better self-image and self-love, will you be attracted to somebody else? Are you going to get more attention from the opposite sex? All these things are going on in their head, subconsciously even, and they don't want to admit that to you. No one really wants to admit that they feel insecure or that they're jealous, but it happens, especially in, relationships that have been going on longer. It's like, oh, well, why all of a sudden do you want to change? And so it's important for you to really convey the message positively to them and let them know why you want to achieve this, why you want to have better health and happiness and confidence. And they'll more likely be supportive. So saying something like, listen, I love you. I know that you love me. And this is a form of self-love. Me taking care of myself is a form of self-love. And by taking care of myself, I'm only making our relationship stronger because I'm making the relationship with myself stronger. And I know that you want me to do that. And so explaining that it's not motivated by, wanting to attract others, and you just simply want to be healthier and you want to feel better about yourself. So going into detail about your exercise plan, going into detail about your nutritional goals and what steps you plan on taking to achieve this goal, that's going to eliminate some of the unknown out of the equation. And a lot of times that can make people feel more comfortable, yourself included. But to just be able to take out those extraneous variables that they're sitting there thinking like, okay, well, he or she has this goal, but what does that mean for me? Am I going to be spending less time with this person? Are they always going to be at the gym? Are they always going to, be in the kitchen cooking their meals and we're never going to enjoy dinner together? A lot of times the frustration ends up coming from the unknown. So if you guys sit down and you end up planning out and really writing out or sharing your plan from a coach like me to them and being able to show them, listen, this is what I'm doing, this is what it's going to take, and I want your support with it, it's probably going to go a lot smoother than just saying, I am, trying to lose, 50 pounds and I want you to support me. Well, they don't know how they fit into that equation and how this is really going to affect them, or even your children if you have kids. So it's extremely important to try and get into as much detail as possible to leave out that unknown. Ask them for their support, guys. The road to health can be a very tough battle, and we can use all the support we can get, especially with the people that we're surrounded by the most. So asking your partner to be supportive along this road can make a huge difference. Asking them to make positive comments about your progress, and if they're going to make any comments at all about the choices that you make, to only make those comments if they think that you're possibly slipping up, to be there and support you, because we never want this to become a negative effect on your relationship as far as boundaries go with maybe comments that are made. So this allows your partner to make it feel like he or she is a part of the process without giving them complete power or control over it. And another good way to be able to keep that boundary is to be able to have some type of coach or a different accountability partner other than your spouse or partner or specific family member or friend, just because it'll keep those lines very nice and clear. When you get into that gray area, that's when some people's feelings can get hurt or resentment can start to set in. So, make sure that you explain this process to your partner, to your family member. Like I said, sometimes when you take on new diet strategies, or weighing portions out or eating healthier foods, you'll get people to pick at you. When I used to work at Texas Roadhouse, we're surrounded by, burgers, fries, and, fat, juicy steaks. And so, everyone's tempted to eat that, including myself. But of course, people are going to make the comments like, oh, okay, well, you brought your chicken and asparagus instead. And it's like, okay, like it's a joke. But, I knew that I felt better about myself, and I was happy with where I was going and how I was feeling. And ultimately, I had a lot of people ask me for, my advice on how maybe they could go about their goals. So ultimately, it does come full circle. People, when you make a positive change, a lot of times it is not always a positive reaction from them, because it really does reflect back on them about, okay, well, what choices are they making? So you have to know that it's not about you at all. In the end, sometimes all the communication and consideration in the world won't help a person to understand your desire to change. A lot of times it can help, but sometimes people are really stuck in their ways. And if this is the case, guys, short of seeking therapy with your spouse, you need to continue toward your goals and to try and make it as disruptive as a process as possible to your partner and to your kids if you have children. We need to realize that this is one of the most important relationships in your life. Besides that, with your higher power, which that's just extremely, what I believe. But besides your relationship with your higher power, your relationship with yourself is the most important, because it's overflowing into every other aspect of your life. How you feel about yourself overflows into how you deal with your spouse, overflows into how you handle things at work, overflows into how you're able to bond with your kids. You being healthy allows you to go outside and be able to run in the backyard with your kids without taking a couple steps when you're playing kickball and feeling like you need to go in and take a 15-minute time out. So this is really the core of how the rest of your life and your day plays out. So walking away from a health or fitness goal to please somebody else will only lead you down the path of resentment. It may seem like you're, just compromising now and you'd rather not cause a fight, so you're just going to keep continuing with whatever health practices that you have or don't have right now. But ultimately, it will resurface again. It will lead down to a path of resentment. And so you really need to just try and create the positive change and still give energy to the relationship and make them feel as much of a part of the process as possible. If you need to cook separate meals, if necessary, that may be something. I know a lot of times the first concern of many of my clients is, we have family dinners. I don't want to feel like I have to have a separate meal out of a Tupperware container and have my family enjoying theirs. Well, my biggest suggestion is to be able to cook things that can easily be turned into something that your family may enjoy just by seasoning or adding maybe a little bit of butter or oil, rice, potatoes, even whole grain pasta, chicken, really anything. Honestly, guys, you put a couple different seasonings or butter or oil on something, and it's going to be more appealing to your kids or maybe your spouse. So just try and make your foods in bulk that are able to be easily transformed into something that your family can enjoy as well, just by spicing it up a little bit. So those are my suggestions for you guys. If you have not already, please go to www.fitwithliss.com/subscribe. Subscribe to my website, and you're then going to be able to download your free metabolic jumpstart guide. It can get you set off on the right direction when it comes to achieving your health or fitness goal. So if you have any questions, post them below.